4th chapter.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Now on that same day, two of them were going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem, and talking with each other about all these things that had happened. While they were talking and discussing, Jesus himself came near and went with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him. And he said to them, "What are you discussing with each other while you walk along?" They stood still, looking sad. Then one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answered him, "Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem who does not know the things that have taken place there in these days?" He asked them, "What things?" They replied, "The things about Jesus of Nazareth, who was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, and how our chief priests and leaders handed him over to be condemned to death and crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. Yes, and besides all this, it is now the 3rd day since these things took place. Moreover, some women of our group astounded us. They were at the tomb early this morning, and when they did not find his body there, they came back and told us that they had indeed seen a vision of angels who said that he was alive. Some of those who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but they did not see him." Then he said to them, "Oh, how foolish you are, and how slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have declared. Was it not necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and then enter into his glory?" Then beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted them to the things about himself in all the scriptures. As they came near the village to which they were going, he walked ahead as if they were going on. But they urged him strongly, saying, "Stay with us, because it is almost evening, and the day is now nearly over." So he went in to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread, blessed and broke it, and gave it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he vanished from their sight. They said to each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he was talking to us on the road, while he was opening the scriptures to us?" That same hour they got up and returned to Jerusalem, and they found the 11 and their companions gathered together. They were saying, "The Lord is risen indeed, and he has appeared to Simon." Then they told what had happened on the road, and how he had been made known to them in the breaking of the bread. The gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
Grace to you and peace from God the Father, from Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. You may be seated. When I was growing up, I actually did walk to school a few blocks, almost every, back and forth to school. Now I need to clarify, because when I walked to school, it's only about 2 or 3 blocks maximum. It was a straight, flat surface. I most assuredly had on shoes, and it most assuredly never snowed. So it was a nice little walk, because it was on a straight, flat surface with beautiful weather, and I had shoes on. When I was growing up, that was supposed to be funny. When I grew up, I heard all these stories. I had to walk 15 miles to school uphill, in the snow, barefoot. I went out hearing those stories after church because you didn't laugh. But the cool thing about that walk that I learned way back then, and it's one of those, you have revelations along the way, and this was an early one that really has served me well. When I was having a particularly bad day at school, you had that 2 or 3 blocks to get home. Now the bad part was, it seemed as if that walk were not just 2 or 3 blocks. That's when it really did seem like it were 2 or 3 miles uphill in the snow bare feet. I mean, it seemed like the longest walk was all you could think of. I just want to be home. I just want to be in the safety and the confines of my house where I know everything is familiar and everybody's friendly to me, and and I don't have to face those wicked tests, and and all is well in paradise. But you have time to kind of sort through some of those things on that journey and on that walk. Sometimes it's even worse on the way back the next morning. Particularly if and I have to tell you, and I don't mean this is going to sound probably not the way I intended, but I'm going to say it either way. I liked school, and I was a pretty good student because I liked it. And so most of the time I made pretty good grades. But there is this. There's every now and then we all face a test that not even Einstein could pass. And we know that we have studied really hard, and we know sometimes that really did not go well. And if you like school and you're pretty good at it, you have pretty good grades, that ruins your whole day. I mean, and sometimes your whole week. And not only that, to compound that, if you're that kind of person, that means you're also typically, not always, but stereotypically, like myself, just a little bit nerdy. And so when you're also that person, every now and then, every so often, you get in the crosshairs of a bully. That is never fun. And in those days, it was never fun. I hated fighting. Maybe because I was mostly bigger than most of the guys. And most of the time, they left me alone. But you know, I got my nose broken once in baseball and once in a fight. And I like to breathe. And so I decided I really didn't like this thing. My dad always said, if you're going to get in a fight, bloody their nose so they'll run home crying because they don't land it. Yeah, well, it worked on me too. And so, anyway. But so you have these walks, and some days it was beautiful, beautiful walks, nothing, no biggie, no drama, and other days we had stuff, you have stuff to process. And that's what to me, the Walk to Emmaus is all about. To me, it begs the question, where are you in your walk today? Right this minute. Where do you find yourself on that walk? It is probably and most likely somewhere between despair, maybe faith crisis, and this is a continuum. Maybe then all the way up to full confidence and faith-filled and just happy to be awake this morning and on 2 feet. I mean, but most of the time we find ourselves somewhere on this continuum. The disciples this morning they're pretty upset. This is the same day, right? You notice it said on that same day. So this is the day he was raised, and they heard these stories, and they were probably bickering with each other because one believed one thing, the other the other. You know how when you get in a discussion with someone, usually you have an opinion, and more often someone else has another opinion. They don't always mesh. Well, about that time, imagine Jesus shows up, and they're still fussing. And the really interesting thing, now I have preached this, and I believe this, and I want you to hear this. I do believe that sometimes when Jesus shows up, that really is comforting, and it's just things are going to be okay. But there are other times when Jesus has to do just a little bit more than show up. There are sometimes he's got to shake this up and wrap it up just a little bit to get our attention, to get us out of this and into this. Because sometimes we're so wrapped up in here, we can't figure this out, and we don't really want to. And more often, we can't even see the other people because in our stubbornness, they lose their humanity. And we don't see them any longer. We see them as a person, but as a conflict. And so Jesus comes in, and and it's almost therapeutic, but we're not going to go there. It's almost therapeutic because he asked him first, what are you talking about? In other words, name your pain. What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? And they try to dodge it the first time. Did you catch that? I mean, they really try to dodge the whole thing. And he doesn't let them get by with it. They say, well, haven't you heard about all these things? He doesn't let them get by with it. He says, what things? Specifically. What is it that has a hold on you? What's got you by the neck? What's this about? I mean, he wants them to name it, and he doesn't let it go. And so they do. And this is where he really gets their attention, because they're still stuck in this, right? Sometimes we really have to have someone get our attention, and Jesus knows how to do it. In this particular instance, I'm not saying this works for everyone, and this may never be your experience, but in the experience of our disciples this morning, and I'm going to paraphrase, he says, oh my goodness gracious, my dear, darling, sweet dummies. Why can't you listen to what all the things I've said to you and read the scriptures? Why can you not see this? It's black and white. And so he goes through all, and I think that's funny. Now, if someone said that to you, would you not probably listen up? I would. I've had it said to me. Well, not exactly those words. It was more colorful. But nevertheless, so then he goes through the scriptures, right? And we had a wonderful line, their hearts were burning. And so they knew and viscerally that whatever he was saying was true. They got it. I mean, they were out of here, and you can almost hear as the text goes by the thing is going down into their hearts. It's moving down, and you can hear it, and you say, they're not quite there. They're almost there, but they're not quite there. Even after he goes through all the scriptures and explains the whole thing, until finally, and it's really interesting, in the hospitable moments when they invite him in, when they're hospitable and they invite him in, when they're hospitable and invite him in, and he breaks the bread, instantly they see him. Immediately they know who he is, the breaking of the bread. That is a beautiful line on so many levels. I want you to think about that later. In this moment, that's when they saw him, and then instantly he vanished. That always bothered me. Even when I was a youngster. I hate that. He would show up and poof, he's gone. It's like, it's like we just now got him and now he's gone. That happens all the time. That seems to be the way it is in our spiritual journey. It seems like we'll have something that has us by the neck. Somehow God gets our attention, and I'll listen for a little bit. And sometimes on those beautiful moments we have a divine experience, it's like, aha, you get it, and you see God for just a moment. You see the God in whatever it was for just a moment, and suddenly you know deep down here, we're going to press through. And the really cool thing, and then it's gone, it's over, almost as quickly as it happened. That's why we need those events to happen over and over and over. It's not a one-time thing. This is a lifetime journey. The cool thing is, at the end of these moments, and at the end of the day, when they were there, it is as if he took them from despair and fear and anxiety. He didn't erase them. Those don't go away. That doesn't go away. We have this weird idea in our head that when Jesus shows up, he's going to erase all the pain. He never said that. He never said that. It's still there. The pain is still there, but they have a whole different viewpoint on it. What happens is when God shows up, he shows them that out of the pain, anxiety, despair, and all the things that are going on in the dark side, he shows them that can be transformed into something new. And into new life. And because this doesn't go away, we can learn from it more often than not. That's an experience. And it's not that we get over it. He didn't say, oh, snap out of it. He didn't say that. He said, in other words, he shows them what resurrection life looks like. After this, there's always a new day. The third day, there's always resurrection. And when Jesus shows up, and I really want you to hear this, when Jesus shows up and we get that resurrection moment, when we know there's going to be new life past this, not only we feel with joy, I hope, but more often and most importantly, probably the biggest gift of all that we don't give hardly any thought to at all is that when this happens, when we have this resurrection moment, we have hope. Tomorrow's going to be better. We have hope. And we know that we can get past this because we know in that instant, we're never really, truly alone. And sometimes it really feels like that. I've had that experience. I know most of you have had the same experience. Sometimes down here, it really feels like you are alone. Those two guys argued. I think one was a woman, by the way. Another story. I think they probably felt all alone in the world. But suddenly they know on this side of resurrection, they really weren't. And they know that they never will be. We're never really alone. There's always that spirit that is with us, inside us, that sometimes Jesus has to get our attention with it. But when he does, and when we finally pay attention and we're hospitable, let him in, we say, there is hope for a new day. I will make it past this day, and there will be a tomorrow. And I have hope because God is with me, and in this whole big fat mess, it is going to be better than today. To me, that's a huge piece of resurrection. That is a huge piece of what the road to Emmaus is. And the question remains, where are you on that road? And how hospitable are you going to be to let Jesus in to show you resurrection? Amen?
Amen.